everybody? Welcome back to Kruse Control. It is Monday, May 6, 2024. Welcome to Kruse Control, the home of entertainment news. I am your host, as always, Brian Kruse. Welcome back, everybody. Happy Monday. I hope you had a great weekend. I can't believe the weekend's already done already. It goes by way too fast. And here we are, rock and rolling one more time, live on Kruse Control. I'm so happy to have you here. It's going to be a great night, fantastic night, and we're going to blast. Anyways, joining me back, as always, now, it's a Monday. It's been a long time. I shouldn't say it should be always, but, you know, the queen of Monday herself, Miss Rachel. Hey, everybody, welcome back to Kruse Control.
I'm happy to be back. We got a jamming theme song now. This is great.
Things have changed a little bit, right? They've just changed a little bit. Really good to see you, Rachel. How you been?
I've been doing good. Got a little fancy because the Met Gala is happening tonight. So anyone who follows fashion is super excited about that. So hope everyone enjoyed watching the red carpet.
Yeah, I've heard great things. I completely forgot about it at first. I saw some things happening. I was like, oh, hey,
Rachel.
Peppy's happy to see you, too.
You know what? Next year, we're going to see Peppy on the Met Gala red carpet. You just watch.
I would love that. I think Peppy deserves to be there. He'd probably have a great time.
Icon.
He is. Peppy, you are, my man. Yeah, you are. Peppy does love that. But it's so good to see you, Rachel. We have a great time tonight. We'll talk about the Met Gala a little bit too, of course, because there is a lot happening. It's great. But you look fantastic. It's been too long.
Thank you.
It's been too long. And yeah, happy to see you. And also, as you said, as we just heard him too, Peppy's here. Pepstar, what's up, man?
Welcome to Kruse Control.
Hey. How you doing, Pepstar? You doing well? You feeling good? How's life been? How was your weekend? You doing good?
I'm fly. You?
Yeah, I'm freaking good, man. I'm really great. I'm really happy to have you here, you know?
Hit me with the breaking news.
Okay, man. I'll hit you with that breaking news. We're having a good time. Okay. Also joining us back, Pepstar. We haven't seen her for a long time either. Fantastic artist, director, creator. She's got her own stuff going on. She has a new show coming out pretty soon, too. We got to ask her about that. But everybody, welcome back. Miss Lexi Koval, everybody. Lexi, how you doing?
Hi. How are you?
Yeah. Good. How have you been?
All right. I'm doing all right, I guess.
It's been too long. I know you're working on you were doing a project with Kay Jacob for a while, and then you got other stuff happening too, another show coming around. Are you and Rachel working on together, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lexi's here.
Peppy's excited.
Thank you, Peppy. Look, if they can put Comic the Triumph insult dog on the gala, then Pepe can get on there, no problem. I don't see why he couldn't. Hi, chat. I'm working on a show with Jacob, and I'm going to have Rachel on it too, so we're all just kind of working together right now. It'll be like, 3Dmers kind of thing.
Yeah.
The old people back together. So I think this one will be a bit less structured on like just talking about film itself and more about media and politics. So it's going to be a lot more political.
Yeah. Well, it's
more
great
sociology based. So
it's nice to have that platform too, and I can't wait to tune in, be a part of it. I can help out at all. I'll be there for sure, helping out. I'm always excited to see what you're going to do next, and I know we were talking about doing some crossover stuff at some point, so I'm down to pop in.
I'd like to have you on the first episode if we can, but I'm going to do it on YouTube, so it's not just a podcast. It's actually going to be visual. So
nice, it's great format.
Multimedia experience.
Yeah. We also I can't wait to talk more about that. We also have two back here on Kruse Control, our fellow producer, everybody, Mr. Iron Oak himself, Mr. Jake Slanecki. How you doing, Jake? Welcome as well.
Hey, how are you? I'm good.
Doing good, man.
And Jake.
Good.
Peppy's always happy to see you as well, Jake.
Peppy's. Hey, Peppy.
He's like, come on, man.
Peppy's always he's so obnoxious and aggressive, but it's perfect.
Yeah. That's Peppy for you. Yeah, you gotta watch that guy. You gotta watch him so much. But good to see you too, man. Really good to see you. It's gonna be a fun time.
Next topic.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thanks, Pepstar. Thanks. Calm down, man. Calm down. Appreciate to see you all here tonight. It's going to be a fun night. Welcome back. Everybody in the chat, thank you for being here as well. Queen, good to see you. Anybody else out there? Good to see you. Happy Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. Accomplished some goals, kicked some ass, and, made love tonight if you could have. So anyways, it's going to be a great show tonight.
There's still time in the night, Brian. There's still time in the night.
There's still time. It's still like, the weekend's not done. I mean, it's continuation. I know Pepe. I know. And Pepe's making love. He's humping all day. And he says, that's what he does. But Pepe's humping. We're having a good time. It's Pep. Yes, you do. You hump all the freaking time, man. Calm down. I know you hump. You hump. You poop. You hump. You poop. You hump. You poop. And you do it again. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Pepe's humping. Man, you got your mess.
I mean, what's different?
I know, right? I mean, it's just natural. It's just natural. It looks so natural. Everyone can tell. Humping and making it easy. Anyways, everybody, it doesn't matter what day it is. It could be a Monday, Wednesday, a Friday, a Saturday, a Sunday, any day of the week. There's always a lot of breaking news. Come on. All right. Very first thing we'll talk about is, again, I feel like this never ends, is the Paramount deal right now, because of course, that whole 30-day window, it lapsed over the weekend, and now Paramount is able to negotiate with whoever they want. And of course, Sony's coming with Apollo with that $26 billion offer, and Paramount's going to start talking to them. So the whole thing is, they're still going to talk to Skydance, they're still going to have those conversations happening, but they're opening up communication to Sony, and of course they are, because that's a lot of cheddar that they're just throwing on the table. And I have a feeling that if Skydance can't match that, I think that it might be going over to Sony, and they have that Sony Paramount combo coming in the future. We'll have to wait to see what happens, but it's on the table, everybody, and there's a chance it could be going down. So I'm interested to see what happens. I'm also to see what happens with P. Diddy, everybody, because he's trying to throw out his case right now. And, the whole thing is, we've been talking about P. Diddy way too much, I feel like. But there was this case back in November of, again, sexual assault from this girl when she was in college, and she's been suing him, and he's trying to get a bunch of it thrown out, saying that a lot of these regulations and these laws were in fact happening at that point, so she should not be able to actually sue him for these things. And also, all these companies didn't even exist at the time that she's actually suing him, saying that they were part of the whole alleged sexual assault allegations. But I think P. Diddy is just trying to figure it out and trying to get all this stuff thrown out, because he doesn't know what to do. I can't even imagine, he had to run, disappeared for a long time, and then he's just looking for a fall guy to take his spot. But fall guy, everybody, had quite the weekend. Not as good as we thought it would do. I think for a $130 million budget, you'd expect, to make, 60 million, something like that. Maybe 100 million just domestically, but overall, worldwide, it made 65 million bucks. So not amazing, not horrible. It's not making $8 million bucks. It's 65 million. So we'll have to wait to see how this goes. It's kind of on par with Bullet Train. That kind of made them up same amount its opening weekend for the amount of budget it was. So will it top it? Will it make its money back? People are saying right now it's like they expected to do so well because Ryan Gosling is such a star right now after basing off of how great he did in Barbie and how people have been just loving him so much. Of course, his SNL performance this past a couple weekends ago, people were saying it was one of the best ones in a long time. So will it happen? I don't know if it will do better. I hope it does. I didn't get a chance to see it. I hope to go see it again over this next week, and maybe during the week some point. We'll have to see. But Emily Blunt in that movie though, she's talking about her acting beyond Fall Guy, because she's talking about how it was been hard making out with co-stars, and as an actor, she says it's been disgusting and gross at times, and she's gotten through it. She's been able to battle through. She said she's a professional, and she also said that she could have chemistry with the water bottle if she wanted to. But they were asked if it was disgusting before. She's like, yeah, it's been definitely disgusting. She said, absolutely. I wouldn't say I'm extremely loathing it when I make out with people that I don't want to, but it does help when there's a certain amount of chemistry and, rapport with that person through the years. So it's interesting. That's actors. Talk about Anne Hathaway before, when she was saying too that she was having to make out with all these guys before. It's really unfortunate. It's like, you should just know. They call them chemistry reads, but sometimes it's like, another huge win for Ryan Gosling. Well, hopefully it is, but Ryan Gosling also says that he will not do dark movies anymore too. On top of that, he's just saying that, guys, he's done it was Place Before the Pines or Place Between the Pines, that movie. He's done a lot of stuff where he was very gritty, very raw, and great in these roles. But he's saying now with the family, he's got to think about them first. And sometimes he goes too dark and too deep of a spot to actually get out of it and come home and be happy with his family. So he said he's backing off those performances and doing more happy, fun stuff. And of course, La La Land did so well for him. And look at Barbie right now, did great for him. So maybe he doesn't need these dark and, depressing and dirty, gritty movies. I mean, I still love him to see him do that. I think it's always awesome to see how versatile an actor can be, but he said it's not for him anymore.
Fucking wah. Really? You gotta be kidding.
I know,
What, does he not want to stand there and stare at a wall like a fucking doll?
No,
I'm sorry.
No. He wants.
Seriously? Don't worry, you're not very good at them anyway. Nobody wants you for them. Fuck off.
Maybe that's what it is too. It could be, Lexi, and he's just making this as an excuse. I don't know.
I'm like, he's never been a very good actor to me to begin with, and then I was like, I don't want to do those. So it's like, good, don't do them. You're not good at them anyway. Barbie was your best role I've ever seen you do. Period. And, like, seriously, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm just like, you gotta fucking believe it. Like shut up. And then you go, what do you go and do? You do a romantic comedy, and it did a poor serving. So
yeah, and this is a pretty big budget for romantic comedy too.
Your darker films do much better. Just saying.
Yeah. Maybe he doesn't care about the money. Doesn't care about the money, Lexi. Doesn't care. He's like, my family. And I get having a family dynamic you're trying to worry about. Then again, you're an actor. You're an actor.
Yeah, it's not about the money, but it's like... And then you know what they do? They go, oh, I'm not going to do this anymore. And then they get bored and they go do it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is what they all do.
It's like when they say they're going to retire and they don't retire
I'm
too.
Retire. Yeah, I know you're not. Someone's gonna give you a movie at some point. You're gonna come back. The ones who say like they're gonna retire that actually do, I'm like, I'm always so impressed when they actually do. It's like Rick Moranis. Like Rick Moranis is the only one who ever went through with it. It's like
I love him too. I wish
like,
he'd been
it's
retired.
like we want you to come back. It's like, nope, I went through with it. It's like, well, only you could be like Rick Moranis. I'm like,
and he's in his 70s now, and he hasn't come back. He's stuck to his guns. He
Jet
just
Li,
has.
I'm retiring. It's like 1 month later, he's right back. I'm like, of course you are, you motherfucker. I'm like, forget it.
Well, I gotta tell you though, one person that probably should retire but hasn't is Russell Crowe. And Russell Crowe is coming back to the Pope too. I think Russell Crowe's been a phenomenal actor for a long time, but I do think that he is kind of, fallen off a little bit. The Pope Pope's Exorcist did very well. And so they're going to do another one. They were planning it back 2023, trying to make it happen. It was officially announced just like yesterday. They're going to move forward and make the Pope's Exorcist 2. So if you were a fan of that, you're going to see him do it. And the movie wasn't horrible, but again, Russell Crowe just keeps getting more and more jobs like this. It's just, I don't know. I think he just needs to figure out something else. I wish he could have gone back to Gladiator, but like those days are way beyond him. And he died in the first movie, so it doesn't really matter. Spoiler alert. But thinking about dying, a lot of people die in the Scream franchise, and the Scream franchise is coming forward. And Neve Campbell was talking about how her price increase actually happened, and that's why she's back. That she got a strong offer, and that's why she returned. Of course, she had blasted the studio before, about after 25 years working for this franchise, that she should have gotten a lot more bigger pay increase to coming back to it because she was a big part of what made it successful. And the studio gave her a lowball kind of offer for the 6th movie, but for the 7th movie, they came in strong. She said, and she's very happy. She said she's grateful to the studio that heard me when I talked about pay discrepancy. And she was saying if she was, a different kind of actor, she's a male actor for a franchise for 25 years, wouldn't happen. She put that out there too. And who knows? It could be. But also, I think if you are like a backbone of a franchise, pay them. You're making a lot of money, and these movies are not going to stop. I don't know. People love the Scream movies, but people also love White Lotus, and I do too. I'm so about White Lotus. There's a lot of death in there too. And the next season they're saying, which I think is hilarious. I've been reading about there's like the next season is about death. And I'm like, aren't all these seasons about death? Like, doesn't it about somebody dies? We try to find out what's happening. I'm like, well, no. First season was about like, it's all about like pretty much making fun of rich people, or just, a satire about rich people and their troubles. But one of the actors came forward, Carrie Coonan, she was talking about this. She said, well, the first one is about money, and the second season is more about sex, which I can kind of see. And the third season is like really diving into the death. So, I mean, is that going to be more of a horror base? Probably not. It'll probably be very similar, but I love what they do with this franchise. I hope that it's just going to be amazing. I know it will. I know like a lot of people were super stoked to see where it goes. So I'm down whatever's going to be. And that's a huge successful TV show, just like Night Court. Night Court is coming back for one more season. And of course they are. This show is not going to stop for a long time. I think they got a win here. Only was to try to figure out how many episodes they actually shoot for this next season. That was a big holdup for the announcement. They're going with 18 episodes. So get ready for, which are shooting season 2, get ready for season 3 on top of this, because it won't stop. Unlike Wonder Woman that hit the can, even though it was a $1 billion franchise, that's what Chris Pine came forward and said. He said he was just shocked that they weren't doing more. He said that Steve Trevor couldn't come back because he was already dead in the second one and came back again. So like, why would he come back again after that? But still shocked. And I'm kind of, shocked about it too, because I think Gal Gadot was one of the best versions of the best members of the Justice League. But still, what do you do? These movies are done. They're rebooting everything. You can't have these people anymore. You got to recast. James Gunn's going to know. We'll talk about that later. I'm not as excited about that as I'm excited about Tron Ares, which is officially wrapped production. And I'm super stoked to see this, but I'm also kind of upset they just wrapped because I just heard talk about last week that Jeff Bridges was coming back. Would he shoot for like 1 day and he's done? Guys, he's like, I'm gonna start shooting on Saturday. And now it's like Monday, and we're like, guys, well, it's wrapped. So I guess he shot a 1 and done day, and that's it. And you know, whatever. Kevin Flynn doesn't do that big a part of it. But
he did his part. At least he's in it.
They're just gonna AI him in.
Yeah, he just went and scanned his face, said a few lines.
He's gonna say, "What if we could be inside a computer?"
The grid. And he was done. A lot of breaking news, everybody. A lot of breaking news.
Just stare into the camera and just say, Tron.
Tron is back. He's like Jared Leto. Jared Leto.
I love it.
Right, Pepe? It's good stuff. Pepe loves Tron too. He's a big Tronaholic, so you know, he's all about it. We're gonna be there day one. And Lexi, you have to join us maybe. Rachel, if you want to, you should come too. I know you're not as crazy about it as Lexi is, but I want to see it. Tron Ares
in Florida.
Was it good?
I'm so jealous that I didn't get to ride that yet.
Oh, I saw like videos of it. Looked really exciting.
You know, I need that.
I really.
That's like the one ride I want to go on.
It's so good.
Like fuck yeah. It's a light cycle. Hell yes. And I want merch. I'm like, there better be some fucking merch there. I'm like, whatever there is. I'm like, I want some Tron shit. Like, you know how hard just to get some Tron merch? Tron merch is like impossible. Exactly. I want anything. Yeah. I'm like, Tron merch is impossible to get.
My back, throw at people. It's like a boomerang.
Merch. I'm like, I'll take what I can get. I'm like, Tron it up. Like, hook me up. Let's go. Glowing discs. Let's get this shit. You're cutting out there, Brian.
We lost you, bud.
We did. Tron, the grid took you.
Well, Brian, will you figure that out? Let's go ahead and do some hot takes.
You couldn't hear me? You couldn't hear me?
Oh,
there we go.
We couldn't hear anything you said.
Oh, that's so weird. It said in my microphone this morning. Anyways, now it's that time for everybody to have that 1 minute on the clock. What to say? Is there hot takes? All right. Now it's time for those hot takes. Put that 1 minute on the clock, and all my guests get 1 minute to break down all their hot takes for all the latest breaking news. That is all 11 topics tonight. Not horrible, not too hard. Man, could be hard, you know what I mean? Depends. That clock goes fast. So I can't wait to see who wins hot takes tonight. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a blast for everybody. So get ready. And let's go to the panel and see who's going to go first on the hot takes here. Rachel, help me out. Who do you want to go first for the hot takes?
I think Lexi's been real impatient, so we're going to make her wait for last. So, Jake, go ahead and take it up.
Oh, Jake, Mr. Iron Oak himself. Now there's a little track record happening right here. I don't want to call you out, Jake, but every time the hot takes thing happens, Jake's we have issues sometimes.
Oh, no.
How you feeling, Jake? You feeling good for the hot takes? Oh, we can't hear him. I feel like this is a thing.
Hear Jake. All right. Well, Jake figures himself out. I'll go, I guess.
Okay. Rachel's coming in. Come on, Jake. You got this. But Rachel's going to go first with the hot takes. And I can't wait to see how this goes, everybody. You feeling good, Rachel? It's been a long time.
Feeling good. I'm the queen of hot takes. I never drop that ball.
Queen of hot takes. All right. I am putting that minute on the clock. Here we go. Hot takes in 3, 2, 1. Hot takes.
All right. Paramount negotiations. I am not for the consolidation of these studios. I think that the more we consolidate, the worse content is going to get. P. Diddy, did he do it? He did. Fall Guy, not doing great. That's just kind of on par for the rest of Ryan Gosling's career. Like, he won't do dark movies anymore. No one was asking for them. Emily Blunt, oh my gosh, it must be so hard to have to make out with Ryan Gosling. I feel so bad for you, honey. The Pope 2. Did anyone want it? No one wanted the first one. Nev Campbell, get your bag, girl. White Lotus being about death. No one's surprised here. Night Court. Again, I'm not surprised it's getting another season. It's on cable. The only people who watch cable are people who liked the original Night Court. Chris Pine being upset about Wonder Woman 3 not happening. Why are you commenting on this? Nobody cares at this point. That franchise. Right. Tron. Go ride the ride. That's all I know about Tron. It was fun.
I really need to ride that ride, but You know, Rachel, it's been a while, but doesn't matter. Everybody, she's still on fire. Rachel gets the hot takes. Everybody, give her all the effects. Give her the stage lights, the fireworks at the end of the day. How's it feel, Rachel?
Feels good. Feels good. Jake, are you back online? Are you good?
Do you just whisper into the microphone, or was he actually saying something? We can't hear you, Jake.
We still can't hear you. I can go. It's fine.
Oh, he.
Right, patient pants, Lexi, go.
It's okay, Jake. It's okay. Lexi's gonna go next, and Jake will figure it out before we get back there. I know he will. He'll get it figured out. So, all right, Lexi, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Are you ready for your hot takes?
I am.
Okay. Whew. Deep breath. All right. Hot takes in 3, 2, 1. Hot takes.
Paramount negotiations. Yeah, I agree with Rachel. Like, we need to stop with all these studios. P. Diddy, yeah, stop fronting. You totally did it, bud. Fall Guy falls on its face. Yeah, obviously. I wouldn't expect it. I think this is not a good time for those kind of movies. Emily Blunt on kissing actors. It's part of the course, but yeah, obviously you're going to kiss people you don't want to deal with. Ryan Gosling, we already talked about this. Pope, I never even heard of Pope. What the fuck is Pope? There's a sequel to it? Why do we keep getting sequels to movies I never even fucking heard of? Nev Campbell, I mean, get more money, girl, obviously, but why are we getting a Scream 7? I don't want a Scream 7. I don't even want Scream 2. White Lotus, getting a season 3. I hear it's a good show. Don't watch it. Night Court, I can't fucking believe that shit's going on still. Chris Pine on World, shut the fuck up. Why? And Tron, I'm still excited about Tron. You know that.
It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. And Lexi got it. Give her everything to the did. Oh, wow, it's the balloons.
I'll do that other
Woo! How's it feel, Lexi?
I think this is my second time, so.
Well, run of applause. Run of applause.
Did he get his mic fixed? Is he ready?
Run of applause. That's a good question. Jake's looking very pensive. He looks very pensive right now. Jake, are you okay, man?
What? Can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear you.
Yay!
You did have to do it in sign language. Congratulations.
Let's just
Peppy,
hope it stays.
I was gonna go to Peppy next. You know, I was gonna do it.
You want a hot take, huh? I'll never do it.
Yeah.
Peppy
All right, Peppy. No, I was gonna go to him, but
the Tron animated series. I did.
All right.
I don't
It's
do.
not that
You know,
great.
I'll do hot takes when y'all sniff my butt.
oh damn, Peppy. Peppy's not about it. He's not about it. What? I don't know what Peppy's doing. He's got the switchboard, guys. He's going crazy. Anyways, Jake, are you ready for your hot takes?
No.
You just want to be last. You want to be last, didn't you?
I didn't hear any of it because I was like gone. I don't.
Oh no.
It's okay.
Godspeed, friend.
I
You
heard.
got this, man.
I wrote down the breaking news bullet points, but I don't know what's going on, so I'm just going to talk about it.
All right. Ask it for the God King says.
Yeah.
Okay. That's Peppy. Jake, all right, man. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Take that breath. Take that beat. Give yourself a second. Hot takes in 3,
I believe
2,
in you.
1. Hot takes.
All right. Let's see. Paramount, Sony would ruin it. Skydance should buy it, but 26 billion's a lot. P. Diddy, you're guilty. Get over it. Go to jail. Or find a fall guy. Emily Blunt, being blunt about not wanting to kiss people. It's kind of your job, but if it's too much, then I can understand how it's too much. Ryan Gosling, put the ego aside. Do some dark shit. You're better in those. The Pope 2. I haven't seen the first one. I probably won't watch the second one. Oh no, we're going faster. Neve Campbell got her money. That's cool. White Lotus. What is White Lotus all about? Is that like a flower or something? Chris Pine on World War III, right? What is World War III? Are we doing that right now? I thought we were doing that. Tron and Jeff Bridges. Yeah. Let's see.
6 seconds.
Court? Are we on night court yet? Maybe we should all just go to court, and then we'll find out if Diddy's.
We will find. Did you do it?
I think he totally did it.
How you do the face? Great hot takes there, Jake.
Thank you.
3 hot takes for you all. Applause. I'm going to start the poll out there right now so everybody can decide who they think wins hot takes. Go ahead and vote in the audience. Let us know what you think, and let us know how you feel about this. And tell us who wins hot takes today. What's up, David Banner? Good try, Jake. He said, good try. I don't know how you feel about that. Good try. You tried. You tried to make it happen.
Trying to feel upwards on that one.
I mean, the White Lotus thing. Rachel, have you watched White Lotus? You've watched it, right?
I watched the first season. I thought the first season was really good, and then I got like really distracted during the second season. I didn't finish it, but I will go back to it.
But do you see, like, it's pretty much about death already, isn't it? Don't you think? There's already like enough death in there that
there's already death and intrigue. So like, if I'm not mistaken, there's been at least 1 or 2 major character deaths in both seasons.
That's how they start it. That's how they start each season. They're like,
Actually, I don't watch the
kill
show,
off
and I
Jennifer
thought that was a
Coolidge
focus
last
of the
season?
show.
it is. That's why I was
How
laughing.
can
Like,
you
is
kill
this
Jennifer Coolidge and then say the show's not about
spoiler
death?
alert. Spoiler alert.
Like, I don't even watch it, and I'm like, isn't this show literally about
shit.
people dying? I was like, okay.
What's up, Captain Action? Yeah, they always start. I mean, the seasons start with the deaths. They see that they find a dead body, and then they go back, and you kind of get to like what happens. You don't even know who the dead bodies are, and you find out later who actually dies, and it's kind of cool. It's good, like you know,
NCIS.
murder
Like a
mystery.
reverse murder mystery.
Yeah. And that's why I was laughing. I'm like, how much more murder are you gonna have here? Stifler's mom's great too. I have a friend that's friends with her, and she's apparently
so hot.
just as cool as she is in real life. I was like little Nikki right there,
She
more than
seems
anything
like
else.
a sweetheart. Jennifer Coolidge seems like a sweetheart.
I hear
Oh,
she's
yeah.
a wonderful person. Yeah.
I worked with her on not American Horror Story, not America's Got Talent, Secret Life of American Teenager. How many freaking shows are in my head?
That's great.
And she was awesome in there. She was super nice too. But yeah, the whole death thing. And I know, you know, we talked about Tron a lot already, but still, Lexi, like people have been trashing on this, and people are nervous about this, and
People
like,
trash
it can't
on
be
every
good.
Tron. It doesn't
Why?
matter. People trash
Why?
on Tron all the time. It's like one of like the most hated properties, but like I guess it's because it's under Disney's mantle. They kind of go, "Oh, we'll give it another shot." Like, you know what I
Franchise
mean?
that could.
Yeah, like it's like I don't know. They keep kind of giving it another shot every once in a while and seeing what happens with it. But I think what's so interesting about Tron, and the reason I like Tron, is that through each of the endeavors that they have of trying to put it out there, they inadvertently go back and look at the old property and are incredibly respectful to it every single time that they do it. So their canon is on point. Their storytelling is on point. And so I like Tron because Tron has some of the best canon and storytelling I've ever seen in like Hollywood. And so you can be mad at it all you want. And I'm like, Tron 2, you can be mad at Tron 2 for not being like Tron Run. Of course, it's not like Tron Run. It's a perfect sequel. I'm like, it's absolutely what you want from a sequel. It takes the ideas presented in Tron 1 and it perfectly expands on them. I'm like, I have nothing but hope that 3 is just going to take the ideas presented in 2 and expand on them even further. Because 2 had some interesting ideas that were even deeper and almost like I don't know if anybody's into Japanese, like not just anime, but like Japanese film and like the philosophies they present with the soul and the machine stuff. There was a lot of that stuff being presented in 2, and with the idea of the AI system in it that was built in it being possibly able to have its own soul and then existing in the real world kind of thing. And so there's a lot of these kind of ideas presented, and I was like, I love this. I want to see where you go with this. And so with Leto coming into it and having an influence on it, where Leto's spirituality has gotten so weird lately, I feel like he might be the right person inadvertently. So I'm like, say what you want, but I'm hyped.
Yeah, I think it's the AI thing is like going crazy these days too. And now we're bringing the AI into the real world. And you got, you know, Jared in there doing this. And I think that there's a win coming for him very soon. I feel like he's had some kind of like, you know, morbid misses recently, but I feel like this one is going to be the hit for him. I just feel like it's going to be, because he's a great actor. I just think that sometimes
he's a wonderful actor. What was that movie that he was in where he was the serial killer that was set in the 90s. It came out like a couple of years ago now.
Was it like Denzel Washington? They was in it too. They were like
yeah,
stalking
Denzel
each
Washington
other?
was in it. He was absolutely incredible in that movie. That was an amazing film. Talk about an underrated film that nobody talked about. And see, I watched that because that was part of that when HBO was first getting the Warner Brothers Max stuff. So I was watching everything that they were getting. I watched that one and I was like, man, I wouldn't have watched this if they hadn't have presented that to me in that time period. You know what I mean? Because I was just watching the movie stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, I just wanted to get in on it and see everything that was coming out from Warner Brothers at that time. So I was like, fuck it. If it's free, I'm going to watch it. Right. So I watched every single thing. And I was like, that was one of those movies that really hit me. I was like, this is a great film. Absolutely incredible. And one of the best films portraying the 90s I've ever seen. Like dead on accurate for the time period. All the background stuff was excellent. Like it didn't try to be a 90s film. It just was set in the 90s and did it properly. You know what I mean? Like that's the way you do it.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was an excellent film.
We
People
got
should
lots
talk
of
about it more.
Daft
Can we
Punk
get
comments
Daft
too.
Punk back together?
I believe we should for Tron 3. We should definitely get them back together. Come on.
You know what though? The other one's doing like symphonic soundtrack stuff. Why can't he do the soundtrack to it? Like one of them can do it. Can we get one of them doing it at least?
Daft
Like
or Punk?
Right, Peppy?
Daft or Punk, please. Like one of them.
Yeah.
Like
Come
please.
on.
There's got to be someone that can do it. Like that's related to that. That's the biggest like loss in all of this is Daft Punk not doing the soundtrack because the soundtrack to 2 was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was amazing. It really made that movie. The movie was already great, and then that soundtrack just made it just over the top awesome.
People's hate for Tron 2, Tron Legacy is an incredible film. Y'all are wrong. That movie's
I think
great.
so too.
Like I don't know what you're talking about.
Like calm down. and Jake, do you think that Paramount's going to sell to Sony? You think that's going to happen? Because we've been talking about this for weeks, man. $26 billion, billions and billions. Will it go?
No, I don't think.
No one's going to buy it.
It's a play for. Yeah, I think there's some insider shenanigans going on. So it'll go back and forth. But I don't know. What does Paramount have enough to offer to even be worth something?
A lot of content, man.
Of the
TV
two,
channels.
though, you're absolutely correct. Though Sony should be the one that's buying it. Of the two options that they're throwing at us, the other option is terrible. Please don't.
Skydance.
Skydance would be a fucking terrible option. I don't want to see that happen.
But can we just stop consolidating studios?
It's never going to happen.
We have to though. Like, please
own
let
it all
fall under
eventually.
Sony over Skydance because Skydance is a crap studio. Like, that's a terrible. At least like I like Paramount as a company, so like there's stuff I want, and to see it merge with Sony, it's like at least I know that it's going to a better company with better properties. So at least the good properties from Paramount will at least go to somebody who's going to treat them better than fucking Skydance. Skydance is going to fall under before long, and then they're going to get bought by somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, let's not pretend here. Skydance is going to get bought by someone before long too.
David Banner, if Sony buys it, Sony would have the deal for Star Trek too. So that's where it goes. And that's where like Skydance have helped produce, I think, some of the Star Treks too. So that's why they were trying to get in there. But Sony would be the people behind it. Never know, like a whole new reboot. Most of the shows are ending too. So except Strange New Worlds.
Skydance made some of the worst animation anybody's ever seen.
Yeah, well,
like hands down.
We'll see if they get a chance to do more. But I did the poll in the hot takes, everybody. We got a winner. We've got a winner. So I want to go forward. We got to announce who wins hot takes today.
Who's the winner?
The anticipation is crazy. And the winner of hot takes is Lexi. Lexi wins hot takes. We're the fire for the confetti. How's it feel, Lexi?
That's a first.
Congratulations.
It's an honor. I want to thank my agent and my team. I couldn't do it without them.
Can you throw a brother a bone?
No. I've seen your resume.
Wow.
I know what your background is. And you're connected to some things that nobody wants to be connected to, bud.
Yeah.
Say what you mean. Well, dang.
That's heavy.
I know. Well, great hot takes, everybody across the board. Fantastic time. Thank you for participating, everybody.
I'm trying to work with Sam Hyde. We can't.
You got to watch him. Peppy work with anybody. Peppy, give him snickety snackies right there. He's He's loyal, but not that loyal. I mean, I love him, but yeah, you can swear at me all day, buddy. I know. Anyways, everybody, great hot takes. Thank you. But now I want to talk about something quickly here because I saw this happening. I'm like, we talk about reboots all the time. But do we need to reboot the Maze Runner? So we can talk about the Maze Runner. Oh, the Maze Runner, everybody. The Maze Runner is being rebooted again. Of course, the movies came out from 2014 to 2018. And I actually didn't mind the first one. I know a lot of people love the first one. It was like $35 million budget. It made like $348 million. So it's a huge win for the studio. Hence why we got a couple more. And they just kept going downhill. And I still enjoyed them. They're kind of one of those movies that I watch when I'm sick at home and I'm, didn't want to go someplace, which is fine.
Well, they are about people getting sick. So
the price is right.
And they are. So they fit into that category for me. But I'm like, we got a writer, we got Jack Palin coming in, and I hear about him. They're like, oh well, he wrote Transcendence, the Johnny Depp movie. I'm like, is that supposed to sell me on this? Because Transcendence was a shitstorm. Talk about a horrible AI movie, and you're gonna let this guy take over? Yeah, I don't know. You got Wes Ball still involved producing, but not directing. I know, Peppy, and I'm just like, what is Disney doing right now?
We got you guys. We got you Ball involved. It's all gonna be good.
It's not going to be good. But 20th Century is saying that it's not really a reboot or a remake. It's in the same universe, but it's not a continuation. They're not really sure what the hell this movie is going to be. Who's asking for a Maze Runner movie? Nobody is. And that's what we're going to talk about right now. We're going to see who wants a Maze Runner movie. So let's go around. Rachel, what do you think? Did you like the original ones? Do you want to see Disney make more Maze Runner? Is this the time, the place, and the environment for it? Do the people want this? Or is this, again, a waste of time?
Can we just put a general rule out there that if something's been out for less than 30 years, we don't reboot it?
I would love that. I would love that.
Agreed.
This ended
Round of
6
applause.
years ago.
Round of applause.
I thought that the rule was it 20 years?
This is still the same generation who's gonna watch it. Like,
Yeah.
if you're gonna try to make something for a new generation, wait for a new generation.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to wait though.
Stupid.
It's like, I don't know why they'd even think about doing this now. And I guess but that's not that long. It's what, 2018? That wasn't that long ago. It's like, what, we forget about it because of COVID?
I don't understand I don't think they know what they're doing. They're like,
But
it's
even-
not a sequel, it's not a reboot, it's not like, are you just like putting feelers out there? You just like, you want
We'll see. We guys think, well, Dylan O'Brien, will you come back? Maybe you'll come back too, and continue this forward. And I don't think he would. And I can't remember if he dies or not. I don't think he dies. I think, is he like the savior in the whole movies? I can't. It's been too long. Again, I was sick when I watched these movies, so just putting that out there one more time. Peppy was too. Peppy was there. He was, barking up the wrong tree.
Yes.
Yes, he was. But Rachel, I know. I don't think we really need this. And it's not, I like the time limits. Let's put a time limit. Let's do like 20, 30 years, and then we can reboot stuff. Remember something like that. It's Queen, they were talking in the chat. Jake, did you see these movies before? Do you think that the Maze Runners are the ones that bring back out of all the projects right now? We're going to dive back into that maze and try to climb that wall? Or should they stay in the maze and be locked away forever?
Stay in the maze. Unless it's really, really weird, like Labyrinth with David Bowie, then they can bring it back.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, like a whole different reimagining. They're not going to be, because it's just the same thing they're trying to say. It's like same world. They're trying to still. They want to recreate the magic of the first one. They said, which again, because it made.
Was there?
Well, I mean, there was something. I mean, the first one made the most money, but
it did. Yeah. I watched it and I didn't walk away thinking that was really, really cool. It was interesting. It was different, I guess, for what it was, but I don't know. Are they going to spend a whole bunch of money on it and then lose all that money?
That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
It reminds me of, what were those Shailene Woodley movies that came out too? It reminds me of that. I feel like they came out the same time. I love Shailene. I think she was great. I can't remember the name of those movies, but they were like very similar, like post-apocalyptic kids trying to figure some stuff out.
Sure.
And I felt like they were just like battling back and forth, and it just wasn't necessary.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the ones that came out that were the ones that were with the girl that were very similar to freaking Hunger Games, but they had to learn, like, they were in a society where they all had to learn a different skill set, and they would go out and run around the ruins. What the hell was that one?
Is that the Shailene Woodley one? I think it
It's
is.
got like a single title. It starts with a D, I think. Like
Yeah, Divergence.
Divergence. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
all Ellie Goulding, the whole soundtrack.
Yeah.
That's all I could remember. Saw the Ellie Goulding in it.
You know what? I'll take an Ellie Goulding soundtrack.
Oh, it was a really good soundtrack. It was a good. I love that
No,
one.
I don't.
That one was great. But I liked that one, and I liked Maze Runner. That was like an interesting time there where we were getting all these like children's post-apocalyptics, teen dystopia.
Nah, son, that's just not for me.
I think the Maze Runner was the best one out of all of them.
Yeah, I think
Like, do we need to do it again? Absolutely not.
The Hunger Games was probably the best one out of all of them.
The Hunger Games was
most successful.
I don't think it was the best one. I think it was the most successful one. I honestly think that the Maze Runner was the best one story-wise, but like, was it the most successful? I mean, if you want to read the books, I had the books. I got them from my kids, and I thought they were great. You know, like I thought the story was amazing. It's really, really dark. You know, it was really heavy. Maze Runner's dark as hell. Like. So that was what really appealed to me, was like, it was super, super fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, they take kids, they drop them in the middle of a maze. They like, basically, if they can figure out how to get through it, then they're like, great, then we're going to use you for the next phase of like our fucking you up, essentially. Like, and they were going to like do terrible things to them. Like, they were horrible test subjects the whole film. And I was like, this movie series is really intriguing to me. I find a lot of like potential with it, but I think they didn't know how to market the second film. They didn't know where to take the franchise from there afterwards. I don't even think they realized they were going to have as big of a success with it as they did, but there was a lot of appeal with like Harry Potter. There was a lot of appeal with like the teen stuff, and with Hunger Games, everybody was trying to figure out how to cash in on all of this. So everybody was just bouncing these things off of each other, because the Divergent films all failed too. Like the second one of the Divergent films,
they did horrible,
bankrupt. And then I think the other ones were like straight to video, if I'm not mistaken. Like the
last ones were like. The last ones they were trying to do like a TV show and stuff like that.
Yeah, they finished the series, but like they finished it in the worst way imaginable. Like people don't even remember it finishing. And I was like, that was a great series. Like it had a really good start, and then it just like boom, completely failed. And I think the host, if I'm not mistaken, was also trying to be part of like that universe too. Like the very first film of that, they wanted to do more with that. That was going to try to like cash in on that whole thing.
Stephanie Meyer.
I know that was her stuff, but like it felt like it fit into all of that. So it was just like, I really enjoyed that time. Like, I like seeing sci-fi for teens. Did you ever see what was that? I Am Number 1 or I Am Number 4?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
That was really interesting. That was a kind of an intriguing one. And there was that one, Chronicle, where there was like the kids who got superpowers from the meteor. Like, I feel like that all kind of like came out in that same time period. And it was like really intriguing time for like teen science fiction. But if you wanted to teen science fiction, just go make some new stuff. That's where you also got that one movie about the kids who took the Xboxes and strung them together and made a time machine.
I didn't see that one, but I remember that.
The something project.
Yeah. Project Almanac, right?
Yeah, Project Almanac. Project Almanac was like so stupid, but I love it. Like, it's one of those movies that like I talk about it all the time. It's one of the worst movies, but I'll talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, that's one of those great examples of a terrible film that I like talking about, because I'm like, the concept is so intriguing. You know what I mean? And it was done like as a like found footage film. So it's all like, you know, the kids filming it with their phones and filming it. So it's like all these really interesting ideas. It was just really shitty. You know, like the acting was bad and like the story wasn't all that great, but I love the idea. I like anything where you fuck up time. You know what I mean? I like butterfly effect, all that kind of shit. So anytime you fuck that shit up, I'm like, hey, I love it. I'm here for it. So teenagers fucking up time is a good time for me, kind of thing. But yeah, like, let's not do Maze Runner again. It's way too soon. TV series would be the way to go. If that'd be great. Do it. Exactly.
I just am looking for your his next venue. They're like Avenue. They're like, put Timothy Chalamet in here. He could be the Maze Runner.
No, I think if you're gonna do it, like, he's too old. Go young, because they're supposed to be young, and find if you're gonna do it again, go with like young actors again. Start with like, because every actor in that movie was have a career now. Essentially, like
Yeah.
most of them are no names, so it's like I don't really see a point in pulling them back into that. I think you go and find some upstarts and you go do a TV series because that's really.
I think that'd be great. Makes more
And,
sense.
like, I think Maze Runner works like that too. Like it's a crash course in being an actor in a lot of ways. Here's a really
the grind.
really small, simple set. It's just a field with some sticks in it. You know what I mean? Act.
Yeah.
Like you
Yo,
have to
CW
carry the
born.
film. But they had to carry the movie. The kids had to carry that film. So if you like that movie, then you like the actors. You're not liking the film because it had a great like bunch of action sequences or a bunch of whatever. It was like those kids carried that movie. They all had to carry that movie. They all of them in a field and then running through dark corridors. That's all it is. And like, so if you came out of that and you enjoyed it, you enjoyed them. And I'm like, that's a good movie. I really like that film. So it's like, there's 4 of them, I believe. 4 Maze
There's
Runner
so many.
films.
Yeah, I think
4
so
is great.
because
there's
I think
4 books.
There's three, but I think they were supposed to do more. I think they stopped at 3. I know that the Divergent ones they did like 4 or 5 or something.
They killed one of the main characters in part 3. In like the most brutal way imaginable. I was like, this series
I like
is so
when a
fucked
series
up.
kills a main character.
You kill a kid in the most brutal way imaginable because it's about this virus. So when the virus gets in this kid, it like fucking destroys him.
Oh,
I'm like,
you making something about a virus right now.
Always.
I'll watch this one at home.
Yeah, the whole series is about a brutal virus that destroys the world, essentially. So it's like,
yeah.
I don't know if that hits the same in a post-COVID world.
People are looking for apocalyptic things again, you know, post-apocalyptic. Look at Fallout's doing so well. Maybe they're trying to feel like
so good.
It is very good. I've watched almost all of it now.
Fallout is excellent.
I've really been enjoying it.
As a big Fallout fan of the game series, I was very pleased with the TV.
They were so respectful.
Watch it if you
it was such a great show.
I'm excited to see where it goes.
Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, Peppy, come on, man. Don't be so...
Peppy.
Wow.
Peppy is mean sometimes, you know?
Pee on
Dilly gaff.
Oh, geez, man. Okay, Pep Star.
Now he's being mean and stealing GR's line.
He just does what he wants. Peppy. Oh, okay, Pep Star. He didn't get enough snickety snacks today. Anyways, this is happening. It's moving forward. Disney's trying to make it go. So hopefully it's for somebody. I like the idea. Lexi's saying maybe you do a series. It might be better, but
you give Rachel that credit. She came up with that.
Okay.
I just
Rachel.
have a louder voice than her.
I agree with my panel here that yes, it should be going as a TV show. And between Rachel and Lexi bringing great ideas and Pep Star being rude and Jake bringing it in hot. So
you mean David Banner? We don't get new content anymore. We dig in a trash bin of old shit that we made and go, how about this one?
Come on, man.
How about this one, guys?
We can squeeze a few more dollars out of
Yeah,
this.
I got one for you. How about this dirty old rag?
Well, we got one new thing happening, everybody.
I'm gonna lick a few more drops off of this guy for you.
We got one more new thing happening, though. That's not Maze Runner. That's about Ronda Rousey having a biopic coming to Netflix. So let's talk about that. It's time for us to get into it.
Oh boy.
Getting into it, everybody. All right, I want to talk about Ronda Rousey right now just a little bit because Ronda Rousey's back in the news. She had this short, she wrote her own book about her career, her story, her own biography with her sister. It's called My Fight, Your Fight, and Our Fight. And then her agency was like, we'd like to take this to the network. They want to go to Paramount initially. And they said, can you write a script for it? And she wrote it within 7 days by herself, apparently. And they say they love it. They say she's a natural at writing this. I have to read it to believe it. I mean, maybe she is, and that's fantastic. But I know that they're very excited about the project, so much so Paramount picked it up for a while. And of course, they would talk about all the issues they've been having. So Netflix has now picked it up, and they officially greenlit it, and now it's moving forward through them. Of course, she's not going to be playing herself, but she is going to be showrunner, and she wrote the script, and she's pushing forward her career. And she's had quite the career, too. Ronda Rousey. It's sorry to say that so many times, but, after she, hit her fighting, actual, MMA stuff to going to WWE to going back to MMA to like being a mother and everything in between. She has had quite the career, and I think that she is freaking amazing. And I think this could be a good story to tell. I think it could be a really empowering story that could really do well on Netflix. And I think it could be maybe an award-winning movie, maybe, or maybe not. Am I way off here? Rachel's shaking her head. I mean, it's a pretty great story. I think she has a great story.
Do we need biopics for people who are in their 30s? Have more bio first. Jesus Christ.
You say we should wait for like another 20, 30 more years, Rachel?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you can't tell a story while it's still being written. Take some time. See
But she
where
was
your life goes.
women's champion, WWE.
Legit to quit.
Good for her. Like, she's had a lot of accomplishments. But do we need a biopic when she's still in her 30s?
That's good. That's a good question. That's a very good question. Do you see there's an audience for her at all in this?
Sure. I think there would be more of an audience. You waited another 20 years, let your legacy build a little bit.
Yeah. Well, she's trying. Are you surprised that
unless she doesn't think she's gonna have much of a legacy, she's trying to cash in fast.
Well, that's what I wonder. I wonder if she's at that point where she doesn't want to do it anymore. You know, I mean, of course, MMA stuff, fighting stuff. You know, really, you get to a certain age, you really don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
It takes a toll on your body. She went to the WWE. Usually, that's your ending. You
Doesn't
know.
She also act. She could do a Dwayne
acting.
The Rock Johnson and pivot into acting.
Yeah, and they could cover that whole part of her life too.
Right. She could do sports commentary. She could host the show. She could do all sorts of things. There are all sorts of things she can do without being in the ring itself.
That's very true. And she'd be maybe a big time commentator. The acting thing is always big. I know she was on 911. She's popped up here and there in movies, you know, playing herself normally.
I feel like it feeds into the Hollywood stereotype that after 35, if you're a woman, your career's pretty much over.
Yeah, it sucks. So it shouldn't be like that,
so
though.
Like, don't feed into that, Rhonda.
Yeah, don't do it. Get back in that ring and keep fighting.
Story to tell. Just wait a few years.
Yeah.
Just taking it one day at a time.
Yeah, one day at a time, Pep Star. What do you think, Lexi? Do you feel the same way that she's way too young for a biopic, that nobody should be picking this up right now? Or is this a good story? She's had a fulfilling career already. That's enough to get in there. And maybe we do a part 2 someday.
First of all, whatever happened to the fucking Roadhouse movie that she was supposed to be doing? Like,
everything freaking. They had the one that came out on Amazon, but she wasn't in that one, was she? With Jake Gyllenhaal.
Roadhouse, and they were supposed to have her as the role of Patrick Swayze. There was that whole thing. And isn't it a decline in your success to go from an MMA champion, like a UFC champion, to a WWA champion? Like, isn't that like
you're getting that
like an
wrestling
actual
world
fighter to like fakeness?
It does seem like that's at the end of your career.
WWE is fake. It's not real. It's
right.
So, I mean, I know
wrestling's not fake.
Okay. I mean, it takes like a certain degree of like physical. I'm not saying it doesn't take the physical because I study wrestling, but I mean, it's not real. It's not the same as MMA. MMA is genuinely real. I mean, she was a badass.
Thank you, Queen.
One of the best female like mixed martial arts fighters in the world, and then she goes and does fucking wrestling. I'm like, I don't know. I see the money. Like, I see where the money comes from, but I don't see why. I mean, you're already basically going into acting by going into the WWE, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what it is. Your sports entertainment, you know, they go by.
I mean, you're in the same place as fucking Jake. What was it? Jake Paul. I mean, if you're in the same arena as Jake Paul, I don't know. I can't take it seriously at that point.
And he's like, I'm a champion, but I'm also a fighter. But I'm like, I'm a content creator.
Shit attached to him than anything on the world, and it's like, seriously.
That's
so, I don't know. And like, it's like, what's her story? Her story is that she was, actually a really respectable, decent fighter who went out. You know, it's kind of similar to the Danica Patrick story, where like, you know, she was actually a really respectable race car driver, and then went into NASCAR and just kept crashing into everything and completely destroyed her career. You know, it was like, you know. Yeah, I agree. I think it's really trying to stay relevant because, like, she was also supposed to be in more Fast and the Furious films.
Yes, she was.
A large role. She only had like a very small part. She was supposed to be like a larger character in those films. She was supposed to have larger acting roles. She was supposed to be the next big thing in Hollywood. They were trying to prime her for the next action star, like the big female action star. They were priming her to be an Arnold. They were priming her to be, I don't know what happened to her. Like, I heard nothing but like, this woman's going to be in this film. Never saw her. She was supposed to be in the Expendables. She was supposed to be in, you know, what happened to that? What happened to this movie? What happened to that movie? Every fucking action movie I heard that she was supposed to be in the 2010s that I heard.
She sucks.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
Canceling my
and I
Netflix.
heard like that she is, you know, a bad person necessarily. I never heard like that she shoots her mouth off. I never heard, you know, stuff similar to like that Gianna, whatever, the Star Wars woman, like that kind of stuff. It never seemed like it was that kind of a deal where everything, it just seemed like she was arrogant. She was conceited. I did hear, you know, but like, she's a fighter. Like, so Arnold Schwarzenegger is arrogant, conceited too. Like, what's your fucking point? Like, when you're at the peak of your career and you're in your early 20s, you have a little bit of like leeway with some of that shit. Like, but I don't think she did anything to necessarily like sabotage herself that I could see. But like, I don't know. The fact that this is the best that we've got for her in all this time period.
I don't think on Netflix. I would say like one of my friends worked on a TV show with her, and his son was a big fan of her, and she's like, FaceTime your son right now so I can talk to him. And so he literally pulled out his phone and FaceTimed his kid, and it made his kid's day. So that was kind of cool, you know. But not everybody does that.
More like she was like China from WWE than But China was always a wonderful person.
Yeah,
she died. So.
R.I.P. You know, she had quite the career too. She actually laid the framework for a lot of people's careers too.
Really
you know, a lot of people didn't have a path until she came around. Yeah,
it's a shame what happened with her. Genuinely.
Jake, how do you feel about this too, man? Do you think that Ronda Rousey, Rowdy Rousey, can have a biopic right now, and Netflix should be producing this? They're being a little bit quiet about it. They're not saying too many details. Do you think it's good, or do you think, again, like we're kind of saying here, that maybe it's just not the right time, and like what's happening to her career right now?
I don't know. It could be a stab to see what the next step could be, because if this fails, then she's done. And if somehow it's popular and people, you know, seem to like it, then they're going to capitalize on everything, and she's going to go the route of The Rock, you know? So I don't know. I don't think she's ever been in a role where she's been able to like prove herself as an actor. You know, there hasn't been enough substance there. So we'll see. But she probably won't play herself in this, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah, she's not going to play herself.
Okay.
They're going to cast somebody else to play her.
Yeah, I don't know. It could just be her agent trying to get as much money out of her that they can before she moves to a new one.
Yeah.
Sometimes that happens. They're like, you got to give me this one thing before you go. So that could be a part of it too.
Yeah, I know there was the agents that wanted her to go and do this, and so she wrote the script for them. I think she's at William Morris Endeavor, though. So, I mean, like, you know, she's pretty high up there. So, honestly, maybe you're right. Maybe that's like one of those things they're just trying to see if this works, got nothing else for her. And they're like, you know, maybe this is going to be your swan song. But we'll have to wait and see. But honestly, it does seem, I didn't think about that before we came to this conversation. It does seem a little bit too soon for this to be happening for her. And I don't know. We'll see if the fan base comes out when it's all said and done. We'll have to wait and see, because biopics usually do this. It's like, and it's someone's career, and it's good for like Oscar season and all that. I just don't see this going that route. But let us know, guys, what you think. Ronda Rousey's doing a Netflix show.
Timothy Chalamet's going to play her.
Yeah, he gets everything.
Timothy Chalamet can do whatever he wants.
He gets everything in every role he wants. He just says, "Hey, give me the money, show me the money, and I'm there." He's
not buff enough to play her, though.
No, he's definitely
still got
not.
the role. He's fine. He's got this. Chalamet.
Chalamet. Oh, Chalamet.
Wow.
Thanks, Peps. I mean, Peppy, what do you think?
Dumb.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb, but it's happening. Get ready for it. But something else is happening I'm really excited about so much. Another physical show is The Boys is coming back soon, everybody. The Boys is coming back in June. The Boys. And the trailer came out. We're going to watch it for a second. But also on top of that, Gen V is moving forward. And of course, we lost Chance, one of the main actors, not too long ago in a motorcycle accident. And there was a big conversation of what are we going to do? Are they going to recast? Or are they going to try to write the character off? Well, the production came forward and said, we will not recast the role because no one can replace Chance. And they said, instead, we're going to be taking time and space to recraft our season 2 storylines as we begin production in May, which isn't that far away. I mean, like, it's pretty much, it's like they're just beginning. They took a little bit of time off and they're going to write him out somehow. Maybe he, I don't know. It's one of those slippery slope things. Like, do you kill him off from the show? That seems wrong. Do you have him just disappear? That seems wrong to the storyline too.
Do a Fast and the Furious.
And that's, maybe they'll have something like that.
He's just forever off screen.
He's off screen. Like, where's Chance? He's just not here. And they could do something. He's doing shit. He's gone. He's a busy guy. And they could do something like that. But I would imagine he would have been a very pivotal part in this new season. So that's one of those things where I'm like, it just seems tough. They're doing their very first table read when he got in the accident. He was like going there and he got into a motorcycle accident and died. And so they had to stop the table read and stop everything. So it's very unfortunate. It's sad, but we'll talk about that. But I guess let's watch the trailer for the Boys too. Let's just talk about some boys stuff tonight. So here's the trailer for The Boys.
I look back at my life and all I see are the messes I made. And I ain't got time to fix it.
I love Butcher.
I can do one thing right.
He's a great actor.
With the time
So
I got
good.
left. I can't do it alone.
He was a great Bones too in Star Trek.
Oh, is he Bones on Star Trek? That's
Yeah.
amazing. What a strange casting.
This
I would not think of
country
that.
is corrupt beyond repair. So we gotta save it.
Friends, you better think again.
It's not gonna be easy. We'll have to do some terrible things.
For the greater good.
You'll no longer be beloved celebrities.
But the good in the fewest of ways.
You will be wrathful gods. Oh, show me a little wrath.
That doesn't sound good, Ashley.
Oh, yeah, no shit, Ashley.
Sorry, Ashley.
The whole world is about to burn.
We need someone like you, Billy, before the Supes start rounding us up and dumping us off in camps.
He's
I
great.
have found the answer
It's very
to all
very
our
X-Men-ish.
fears. A virus that kills Supes.
This is insane and desperate, even for you.
Well, insanely desperate's where we are, don't you think, love?
Let's go. Chop chop, motherfuckers.
He lost a lot of weight.
This is a biblical war of good versus evil. And I'm declaring hunting season on Star Ladders.
No, not the chicken.
I can't believe this is
Not the
fucking
chickens.
happening to me again.
Look, we've all done bad shit. What's insane is that our solution to every problem is murder. Violence isn't brave.
Violence is power.
That's a spirit, champ.
Who wants a creamy, delicious milkshake?
If we're ever gonna win against monsters, we need to start acting human.
Oh,
You're all fucking welcome.
they always go
over
super
budget.
graphic. It could be Pep Star. It could be very graphic, very freaking graphic. But the more they get into it, I know like there's a big fan base here for this series coming from like whether it was a graphic novel before, like moving forward into here. I would say it feels so much like X-Men more and more though. Like it just does, and I love it. I love it. I think it's great, but it's like violent X-Men, and Gen V is very much like the X-Men Academy. And I know like the guy Chance, he was awesome in there too, but they were just kind of developing new X-Men. They're, Supes, they would go into, they'd move on and eventually, become part of the whole superhero group. And it's like, it's cool. I think it's cool. I think this looks bloody as hell. And there's always fun stuff about this. I know it's not for your kids, that's for sure. But I love. Do you think that? Here's the question though. Do you think that what they're doing with this, they're going to actually bring these other characters from Gen V into the boys? They bleed into the show. Is that the way they're going to go with this? Do you think? Like, what do you think about that, Lexi? Is that kind of the route? Are they all going to connect more?
Because if they do, then I have to go watch fucking Gen V, and I don't want to watch Gen V.
You haven't watched it?
No, because like they never forced me to watch crossover stuff when I was young. You know what I mean?
Never.
Like, oh, there's a show based on the show that you watch. It's like, that's cool. If I want to, I can, but I don't have to. You know what I mean? Now it's like, hey, there's this show based on the show that you watch. And if you don't watch it, you're not going to know what the fuck is going on for at least 3 episodes. And you're just like, what? No, don't do this to me. Like, don't force me to watch it. Like, good example of that is the DC shows on, you know, WB. It's like, if you're a fan of like The Flash, all of a sudden you're forced to watch 3 episodes of Arrow. I'm not watching fucking Arrow, like, at all. You know what I mean? Like, and I wasn't a fan of any of it. Like, I only watched the first episode of The Flash, and they were like, we want you to watch Arrow. I was like, I'm not watching any of this anymore. I'm fucking done. Like, I just wanted to watch The Flash, and you wanted me to watch 8 shows. Like, I'm not doing that. So it's like, when you start doing this stuff, and I watch the animated series that goes along with it too, and I watch a bunch of other stuff that goes along with it too, and it's like the other one, Invincible, that's not related to this, but they have other animated series that are now correlating with it now too, and it's just like, guys, I don't want to commit myself to 6 different TV series. Like, I'm not someone who wants to watch 6 different TV series anymore. Like, I used to be one of those kind of people, but I'm someone now who wants to do things in my life. Like, I want to have a life, and so it's like, I can't be expected to spend an hour to watch 1 episode of a show, because every TV show is an hour now, and you want to give me 3 TV shows to watch instead of 1, and all of them relate to that one show, and so I have to watch all of them to get the whole story. And so stop. Like, I really like The Boys. The Boys is one of my favorite shows. You know what I mean?
Like this new trailer?
Or the show. Yeah, it looks great. I absolutely can't wait. Like, that is the show that I absolutely look forward to. Like, every season has been excellent. Nothing about it has been a disappointment. It has had absolutely no lulls. It has just gone uphill nonstop. Like, it is one of the best shows on television. And I keep trying to get Rachel to watch it. I'm like, you like superhero
That
shit. I'm
trailer
like,
got me kind of jazzed.
I'm
for
like,
it. I'll watch it.
it is the best superhero product
so good.
ever made. I'm like, and it's made by someone who hates superhero shit. That's the whole point of it. Like, Garth Ennis was making it because they were sick of a particular type of like superhero thing, and so they created it as like an anti. And so, from what I understand too, the show is now surpassing the comic and the quality of the comic. So people are like saying like the show is even better than the original product that it's based on at this point, which is,
and the acting's amazing.
It doesn't happen too often, and the show is absolutely incredible. Like, it's some of the best writing I've ever seen, and you know, when Amazon hits it, they really hit it, and they've been really killing it with the I've said it before on here on your show. They've been killing it with the non DC Marvel based superhero product that is like really based on like anti superhero stuff. Like, Invincible is an amazing show. Invincible, by the way, if you like The Boys, Invincible, one of the best shows I've ever watched in my entire life. Like, animated, it's incredible as well. Like, please go watch it. You would love it. And actually, Brian, you kind of look like the character from Invincible. So if they ever want to make
with the goatee,
if they make an Invincible movie, I hope they would cast you like 100%. Like, you look just
put it
like
out there.
But like, seriously,
and casting to be Cyclops on here too. I'll take that one as well.
Dye your hair red. That's the only thing. But like, seriously, like, try it. Like, they're anti superhero shit, because like, you know, obviously Amazon can't get the good shit, you know, the good shit, right? So
they're
gonna take whatever
DC, Marvel
alternative properties they can get their hands on. So they're gonna get like their Dark Horse properties or their whatever, you know what I mean? So like, I think Image Comics is where Invincible comes from. It's either Image or Dark Horse, one of the two, but you know what I mean? Like, it's that realm that people don't necessarily dip into. So
Yeah.
I like that. That's what I'd rather watch. I'd rather watch that shit than fucking DC and Marvel, because DC and Marvel, especially with the track that those two properties have gotten into, they've been brought up by people who want to make PG-13 product. I don't want to watch PG-13 product. I'm a 40-year-old person. Like, I want to watch adult
something
product.
You want something more like, intense, more dramatic, more graphic at times, some that is more adult. Some of the stuff is too.
You want to talk about doing homework to watch a show? You watch any Marvel thing these days. If you haven't seen 40 movies and 18 TV shows, you have no idea what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, that happens more and more. And they say they're not supposed to be connected where you have to watch it all, but they are. They really are.
They all are.
So
Rachel,
it's homework watching anything Marvel anymore.
It is. But so Rachel, I know you haven't seen this yet, but do you think like even the fact that the trailer looks good, I know you're saying the trailer looks good, but from a production standpoint, like this guy Chance is gone. Like he gets into an accident, like he's a big part of this other spinoff, Gen V. And I would think the way they led, if you haven't seen Gen V, I know Lexi hasn't seen people out there, they do kind of already bleed a little bit together, like Homelander's in Gen V. And I think that they had big plans for this character. Are you surprised they're just like writing him off? Like, or you think that they could have maybe just honored him more by recasting him?
I think that's a very difficult position for them to be in, especially if there's only been one season of the show, and it's a show that has multiple protagonists.
There's a lot of people. Yeah, so many people in it. Yeah.
I think it's a very difficult position, and there really isn't a right answer. And I mean, he was a fantastic actor. He was in, I saw him in the Sabrina TV show.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He was in Sabrina.
So that's truly a shame that such a young, promising actor lost their lives.
He's 27 years old.
Don't let actors drive motorcycles. It used to be a rule, I thought.
Right.
Yeah.
Like as a manager for an actor, do you take out more insurance on your more risky clients who drive motorcycles?
Probably, productions probably would. I would think. I think a production definitely would.
They used to be terrified of Keanu Reeves because he was always like, he's a motorcycle enthusiast, and they were always like, they used to give him shit for that. Yeah,
motorcycles in the subway, two most dangerous things you can ride.
Yeah,
it's true.
Jake, what do you think? You see the trailer? Does this look great to you? Or do you think, if you haven't seen this before, is this going to lure you in to watch this movie or the show? I should say.
Potentially. I don't know. It seems very chaotic.
Is it too much for you?
But no, I don't think it's too much. But there was they had the young, was he like a prodigal son, doesn't know his own strength? Is that who that younger kid was? They only showed him twice.
Oh, but Jack Quaid?
Is he like the most powerful one, but he doesn't know it, or he's too timid to use it or something?
He's kind of timid, but his power is he can teleport, but he teleports and he's naked. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's embarrassing.
It's an embarrassing show.
Right.
It's very embarrassing. Yeah.
No. Well, I mean, I don't know enough about it. It might be one of those things where if I saw one, I might get hooked, but I haven't.
Dude, the first scene is insane in this show. It's insane.
Absolutely.
In this show,
it's a TV show,
yeah.
What is it on? Where do I watch?
Amazon. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So is it included with Prime? I could watch.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But the very first
that thing now where they make you watch commercials.
Yeah.
Extra.
There's a class action lawsuit against him right now, so that's building up. So
I'm gonna go join that wherever that is.
Right.
Fuck Amazon. Fuck Jeff
because
Bezos.
I can't complain. It's against the company policy.
You're right, Peppy. It is. It is. Don't complain. But yeah, but this is just. It's just. I know this is gonna be a good show. This new season, I think it's gonna be great. It's gonna be graphic, gory. I still love the Paul Rudd thing that people talked about last season. Like they said, why didn't you kill Thanos this way? And he's like, guys. he didn't even know what to even say about it. He was just like, because again, they would have ended it so quickly. But they do some stuff in this with superpowers that just blow my mind sometimes. It's amazing. It's graphic. It's gory. That Supes sex party thing was a lot last season.
The sex party. I was just about to say when he goes with the
Soup.
The superhero sex party.
Oh, I think.
Yeah.
Superhero orgy is amazing.
Yeah, it's a big orgy. It's crazy. And there's, let's just say, go gadget dick happens at one point. Let me just say that.
Wow.
But it's quite the show, and I think this whole Chance thing is just tough. And And I think Lexi, I think you'd actually like Gen V if you watched it. I was like very skeptical about it. I was very hesitant, but I got some people say watch it, and I watched it. It's very well done, and it does feel like it fits right into the boys universe. So if they had ideas though for those characters moving forward, I gotta say the main girl's character, her power is disgusting though. Like she controls blood and she slits her wrists and then the blood comes out and then she attacks people with blood.
Okay. Yeah.
It's very disgusting.
She's like she like a bloodbender from
Chainsaw Man has a chick that does that.
Yeah, it's like, you know, she's like slicing herself just so she can get into battle, and she uses like whips and stuff, like blood whips. It's crazy. But that develops more in that first season, which it does get really good, and I'm excited what they're going to do with season 2. But this looks great. I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see Boys coming out in June 18th, or it comes out June 13th. And then they're going to drop 3 episodes they usually do. And then every week get one until July 18th. Then it'll be all said and done. And then we'll have to wait for Gen V to continue it forward. But check it out, everybody. I'm also excited about Superman 2, another superhero. And this is just going to be quick that we got to talk about, because everyone's going crazy online about this superhero costume. And Jake, I know if you got an early day, if you want to bounce out, you can, man. But we're going to be quick about this last thing. Because, I mean, I just think people are nuts online when it comes to this. Right. Everyone's analyzing. Okay, cool. Everyone's analyzing this superhero costume, the Superman costume, as if it's like, but the lines. Let's talk about the new Superman costume for Superman. That's James Gunn's Superman. Now it's time for our featured story of the night. So here we go. Let's show the costume to everybody right here. We finally got Corn Sweat himself putting up in the Man of Steel costume, showing the world. James Gunn put this out there on social media to show everybody for the very first time the Superman costume. And I'll get a little bigger right here so everybody can see. If you haven't seen it online yet, here we got Corn Sweat. People are talking about the background a lot, like what's happening here, because James Gunn's kind of put this out there. He said this is directly from a frame. They're shooting the project. This is real. There's no more CG happening. This is it. The costume is laughable. People are saying that online a lot. People are saying it's not tight enough. I don't think it's that bad. I think they're trying to get that Henry Cavill suit a little bit. The lines, it kind of feels like that. It has a little Kingdom Come feel to it. Has a lot of like the video game look to it, if you ask me to. I don't mind the cape. I think the cape's cool. People are saying about the trunks. It's funny because I have a picture near someplace where I brighten it all up. It does look very baggy, Captain Action. Is it because he's bent over? I don't know. Is that Brainiac behind him right now attacking the Earth? People are like, look at how dirty his costume is. That means this is Superman's been down and out. He's been fighting so much that he's beaten and battered, and he's got to go back to work. He's lacing his boots up, ready to go kick some ass again, which is cool. But I mean, how much do you get from a costume? Like, how much do you get from a costume, though? I think that it does look different. It's brighter than the Henry Cavill one. He looks like Henry. He looks like, why does Superman look so depressed? That's a big thing online too. He does look very sad, and then people are trying to fight online saying, well, it's because he has been fighting for so long. This is like a couple of years into it. He's been Superman for a while. He is still, James Gunn said, humping ain't easy, Pep Star. But James Gunn said that he's supposed to be happy, a ray of light, but this looks like he's like, I got to go back to work, guys. He kind of looks like that in this picture. But I don't mind the design. I do think people do hate it. There's a lot of hate online. People are going to hate, love it. The whole thing happens with every costume. He's got the trunks again. You can kind of see that going back in the day with the red trunks. I'm not really sure we needed him to have underwear on the outside of his uniform. But hey, guys.
Superman's got to have the underwear.
But right. That's his thing, though, right? That's his thing. He's got the red whitey tighties.
Highlight the bulge.
Do you think that, because they're not really showing that too much right here, Rachel, do you think this is going to be good though, this costume, and people be probably more excited about it as we move forward more with this production?
I think from a practicality standpoint, it doesn't make much sense, because if Clark Kent's running around with that underneath his suit, it's going to ruin the lines of his suit. He's going to look sloppy. So I think it being baggy, not a great choice. Yeah. I don't love it. I mean, I'm not highly invested in Superman in the first place.
Yeah. But what James Gunn said too, it's like he's not wearing a muscle suit underneath. This is like 100% him. So like I know a lot of people like I worked on Ant-Man, and on Ant-Man they would do that, and they use it for a bunch of Marvel stuff. They put them in these muscle suits and they put the costume on top of them to make people look even bigger, so they're larger than life. I know some actors don't have that, but some have to. Even like legs, actors' legs can't get that big, so they put muscle suits on their legs sometimes.
We still have the CG.
Yeah,
like in the last Avengers movie, all their costumes were CG'd on.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's
What-
you don't
Rachel,
have to put a muscle
make
suit
me
to
laugh.
make him look more muscular or have it be skin tight or anything like that.
Yeah, doesn't need to be. I mean, but the thing is, like, you make that skin tight, it's like a leotard almost, and they put whatever they can on top of it. But they went for a practical costume here too. You know,
Yeah.
James Gunn has the practical costume here.
Look,
And-
if they can get Catwoman in a skin tight costume, they can get Corn Sweat in a skin tight
I know.
costume.
Come on, his name's Corn Sweat. He'll sweat right into that shit. Get in there, Corn. Get in there, Corny. Make it happen.
Get someone in the bondage community on the job. They'll make it skin tight.
They'll figure it out. Yeah, I know. It does look loose. I know people have been saying that online. It looks a lot loose, and maybe James Gunn's like, what do I gotta say about this tomorrow, right? Jake, I don't get much skin in this game too, but you think that the Superman costume's cool? Do you think that Corn Sweat still seems like the Man of Steel of the future?
I'm a layperson when it comes to Superman. Looks like Superman to me. I could care less if it's skin tight or has tights or it's a suit. It's Superman. He looks a little depressed, but he's probably pissed because he has to keep saving us stupid humans from shit.
It looks contemplative to me.
So,
He doesn't look
yeah.
so depressed so much as he's like deep in thought.
He's either really thinking or he's just like, dude, these boots are just really hot. I don't really want to wear them. I don't know.
He's like, ugh, something's exploding again.
Yeah.
Fucking.
I
Like it's starting. Just woke up.
I get in there and make it happen. I gotta
Hair
save the
done.
day.
That's better. I like that one.
To the rescue.
I love it. Look at him go.
Pepe's cousin.
Pepe's cousin right there.
Yeah,
Pepe's
he's
friend.
all about it. Yeah, he
Love
looks like
y'all.
he's.
But I saw Queen say something out there. Maybe it's not the real thing, but again, James Gunn said real costume. This is what it's going to look like. No CG added. This is it. This is your Superman costume. So everyone's making the tights redder so you can see that he has trunks on. Do better.
You have the budget, James.
I know, and people are saying this looks very CW too. That's the other thing. They're like,
It
it's like
does.
very CW costume. And I've said I've gotten some hate online, but I did say once in a while, I'm like, it does kind of look like a CW cast at times. Even like who they got for Martha and for the Kents, for Martha Kent. And I saw a bunch of the casting come for. I'm like, we could have done whatever. Who knows what their parts are going to be like? We expect we had Kevin Costner before to be in there. We had like larger than life. We had Jor-El was oh my god, I'm going blank on Marlon Brando. We've had like big actors play his parents before, so it's like maybe we're missing that. Russell Crowe was in the last one for Man of Steel.
Yeah.
So maybe people just expect big time actors to be here and they're just not. But I think this, I trust James Gunn. This is just a still of him bending over, lacing up his boots, ready to rock and roll. Maybe he thought it was like something like it's getting work time, but I think people just want to be like this, posing like this.
Right.
That looks like a hard costume to get into in a phone booth. That's all I'm saying.
It does. It really does. I don't know. Did we lose Lexi for a second here?
What is a modern Superman gonna do? We don't have payphones anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, good point.
Yeah. We don't have payphones. Really don't.
What do we
That's
do?
the thing. Maybe that's why
Like
he has to
porta
change his
potties?
thing. He's at his he's over there, at Lois's house suiting up after they just had sex, and he's about to fly out.
In a major city, you can't even get into the bathrooms without a receipt code.
Right.
Yeah. Chalamet. No, Peppy. This is not Chalamet.
He's trying to save the world, and he has to buy a Snickers so he can get a bathroom code and change.
Snickers to get into what?
I need 23 more
into
cents.
the bathroom and take his costume on and off.
Take a deuce. He's got to use a Snickers bar. Is that what you're saying?
No, he needs money. He needs money to get in there because there's no phone booths anymore. What do you change?
Anymore, and there's no free public toilets in big cities.
Oh,
he's using Ubers. He's going to an Uber and changing fast and then flying in.
Uber. Yeah.
I mean, Superman's got to do what he's got to do, but there's a lot of backlash online.
Superman now. We're talking about Pooperman because he's got to go.
That's Pepe's character when he's flying into to save the day. Pooperman.
Yeah.
Got you.
Do we still have Lexi here? Lexi's still here with us?
I think she's working out a problem. She should be back on.
Okay. Yeah, I do think though that overall that I mean, I don't have as much hate. I know making another Superman film after Man of Steel underperformed. That's a big thing, David Banner. It's just because that James Gunn, when he took over, he said, hey, we got to start with Superman. That's like the ray of light. That's the person we need to kind of lead the way for the DCU moving forward. And so he's like, we're going to recast. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it my way. And then, Henry Cavill was already there signed on before. And so they had to like fire him quietly. They had a conversation with him, be like, hey, man, we're going a different direction for now. And that's got to be tough too. We talked about that a long time ago. I couldn't even imagine that, how you take that, But this doesn't look that bad to me. I mean, I get it. People are like, still say it does. It is kind of loose. It is kind of CW. But then again, things look different on camera. That's always a thing. They look different. You put it in front of a camera, put the lens on it, it's going to look different. So maybe it won't be as bad as people think. But then again, everyone's going to have hate for it. What do you think, Lexi? Do you feel some hate for this costume? Or do you think that people are overreacting?
People are always going to overreact to anything superhero related. So
always.
Does it look stupid? Yeah, it looks fucking stupid. It should be skin tight. I mean, it's all loose around his arms and whatever. But like, I mean, I haven't really been a big fan of the modern day, more, superhero suits are spandex to me. Like, you can say like, oh, they're made of like whatever. I'm like, I don't know. You wear a superhero suit because you're trying to like freeform move, right? Isn't that the whole point? Like,
you're just battle ready
suit because you're just like trying to cover your nudity essentially, but you don't need it. Isn't that the whole point? Like, you could be naked if you wanted to. Superman doesn't need a suit.
He's fucking Superman.
You're just being
like Superman.
Yeah, he's the Man of Steel.
Like, the whole point of his suit's a symbol. That's what he always says. That the suit is a symbol. The suit
symbol
is
for hope.
So the suit doesn't have to be made of like, thick, heavy denim and shit like that. Like, it can literally be made of the thinnest material on the planet because he can handle anything because he's made of steel. Like, he's the Man of Steel. So I see no point in making thick, coarse, heavy Superman suits. I really thought the first time that we saw the kind of like the Spider-Man with the Sam Raimi Spider-Man was the first time we really saw the use of these kind of suits, where it was this kind of new spandex with the reflective sort of material in it, and they used the piping, I'm talking about, the rubber piping along it to give it the webbing effect.
Yes.
That looked excellent.
Great.
That was a really clean, tight look. Like, that to me was what a superhero suit should be. It was a spandex suit, but with a little bit of like a touch to it. So, it gave it this quality that was unlike anything we'd ever seen before. Like, for a spandex suit, it really was unique. It was something that really stood out amongst like a superhero suit. It was still a spandex suit, but it really said superhero to me. You know what I mean? Like, but it was still a spandex suit, but it really was like a good quality Spider-Man. Like that's what it should be. Padding them out, adding layers, adding all this shit to them. Batman having 18 fucking piles of fucking Kevlar in his shit and having a fucking neck that doesn't move.
Batman having armor makes sense. Because Batman's just a dude. But
he's
Superman...
a dude.
But Batman doesn't wear armor. Like, he doesn't. Like, that's the thing. Like, he is just a dude, and he doesn't wear armor. So what does that say about any of this stuff? Like, if you read the comics,
True Captain Action,
these people wear fucking armor. None of these people do any of that shit. So what the movies are saying are like that the comic versions are more badass than the real life versions.
Yeah, and because they didn't need it. But I guess they're trying to make it more real what they could do. I don't know. I feel like, again, the whole thing online is like maybe Martha made this suit for him too. That's
it's
the whole
less
thing
real to have the materials and shit that people are using in these movies than the shit that people would make at home, because most people at home wouldn't have this stuff.
They wouldn't have the armor. Like
Batman would have, Batman's the only one that would have composite whatever materials to build his shit out of. Maybe, people who are friends with,
in the bedroom, buddy.
Lex Luthor. I know the Flash was a really smart motherfucker, so he could figure some shit out. Like, I can give you some respect on that guy, but like, let's go with the ones that are scientists. Like, Spider-Man. Spider-Man is smart. He can figure shit out.
He can make it happen. Flash is smart too. He can make it happen too.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, I mean, we got some guys that can figure some shit out. There's some scientists out there, but like, let's give it to the scientists. Let's not try to pretend.
But Superman doesn't need that. Superman is again made of steel.
No, he doesn't.
He just needs something nice. But this seems like very Guardians of the Galaxy too, and I heard people say that online as well. But I'm like, I agree. It kind of looks like something the Guardians would wear. Like
it looks like motorcycle armor.
It does. And Ant-Man's costume was like too. When I wore that, it felt like a motorcycle outfit, and that's kind of like that's what it felt like. And a lot of I think a lot of places, that's what they do with a lot of these costumes nowadays. So, hopefully it registers better on camera for people that are having a hard time with it. I just think, again, everyone's going nuts online about it because it came out. People are talking about this thing for like 50 minutes. I'm like, what are you doing? They're analyzing every little line in the knee and stuff. And I'm like,
asking why there's a new Superman movie. Please make a new Superman movie and do it good.
Do it good.
Can we get a good Superman movie? Because I'll tell you, I know there's people that like the 80s one. That movie's shit too. There's never been a goddamn good Superman movie. There's never been a good Superman movie. There are piles and piles and piles of good Batman films. There are so many good Batman movies. We can sit here, we can have a debate about which Batman movie is the best Batman movie. And we'll be honest, each one is pretty fucking good in their own right. You know what I mean? They're all solid in some way or another. Whether you like the Nolan one or you like the fucking old Keaton ones or whatever, there's all kinds of good, solid Batman content out there. There is a pile of pure shit for Superman. The only good Superman content is, once again, my boy, the old cartoons from the 90s. You know what I'm talking about?
Going back.
That's the only one. That's the only thing that's ever been done that's decent with Superman. And I hated him.
Like as a concept.
I hated it. Well, I hated him too until I saw that cartoon.
I love Superman.
That was the only time
I would love to be Superman.
People who like Superman are always like these guys that are like, seem to like be. No, it's like Shaq. Like Shaq's like, oh, I'm just Superman. I'm like, of course you are. Like,
yeah. They weren't huge financial successes. None of them were. Like, honestly, even look at Man of Steel. I didn't mind Man of Steel, but like Batman vs Superman didn't do that well. I would say the director's cut was better. The Snyder ones didn't do that well. You go back to Superman Returns, didn't do that well. And I think we should have done Superman Lives with Rick and Nick Cage. That would have been awesome. Maybe that would have done a lot better. And you would have had Michael Keaton in there as Batman. That shit would have been fucking dope. But instead, we didn't get that. We got reboots, remakes, redos, and then nothing really was successful. So we're doing it one more time. The costume's out there. Get ready for it. If you hate it, love it, let us know. And we'll see more when it actually get a trailer for this shit, which should be coming. It comes out January 2025. So we should get a trailer before the end of the year, of course. So can't wait to see. Maybe before the end of the summer. Hopefully. We'll see. They've been shooting for a long time. So get ready for that, everybody. But Superman's coming. He's getting those boots laced up. And hopefully it'll be good. Anyways, everybody, thank you for being here on Kruse Control. Woo! Hope you had a great time. Appreciate you as always. Happy Monday. It was a good time as always. Thank you again. We're back on Wednesday for Wednesday edition. I want to thank everybody for being here too. Thank you so much, Miss Lexi Koval. Thank you for being here on Kruse Control. Appreciate you as always. It's fun talking to you again. It's been way too long. Hope to have back maybe next week. We'll talk some more about some stuff going on, and I hope things are going great for you. And yeah, come back. Let's do some more. Let's have some more fun.
I will do my best.
Appreciate you. Mr. Iron Oak himself, Mr. Jake Slanecki, thank you for being here on Kruse Control. You got an early ass day tomorrow. You got to go to bed. I appreciate you. He's over on the East Coast. So thank you, man. Hope you have a great day, and thanks for sticking with us. And I hope you have those Superman, pajama onesies ready to go for tonight too, so sleep very well and feel that power.
I do, but the only problem with those is I slide out of the bed too fast.
Yes.
Like super slick.
But you start your day great.
You got little feeties.
The what?
You got little feeties on your Superman pajamas.
The booties, yeah.
The booties. Booty.
Yeah.
Booty everywhere.
But it's starting to warm up, and I got the onesies for sure.
Get those ready, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Appreciate you. And Miss Rachel Blakely, thank you for being here on Kruse Control. Appreciate you so much. Thanks for joining us. Thank you for helping out. It's been too long, too. Good to see you. So good to see you. Hope you had a great time tonight. Yeah, we'll be back. We'll do more. Thank you all for being out there. Thank you to Pep Star for being very frustrated tonight. I don't know what's going on with him, but appreciate.
Good day.
Oh, damn, man. Okay. All right. You didn't have enough snickety snacks today, and thank you all for being here on Kruse Control. Appreciate you as always. Numbers keep going up because of you. Thank you for keep coming back each and every day. But you guys keep spreading that word, because as I spread the word, the numbers keep going up and do more and more content. We appreciate you all so much. So please make sure to like and subscribe. Join our Patreon if you can. And as always, you gotta tell everybody, keep spreading the word. You gotta tell your friends, your family, your uncles, your aunts, your grandmas, your grandpas, your great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents and grandparents and grandmas and grandpas and all your uncles and aunts that came down from Venus and Neptune that flew over the universe and landed smack down into your pool. And the pool went, and then all of a sudden you had a hot tub in your backyard. That's fucking awesome. They subscribe to Kruse Control. And then you can too. And all of a sudden with your neighbor's house, they trashed their backyard. They peed on their lawn. Also had fucking great sex in their backyard, brought their animals over, and they all subscribe to Kruse Control. And the neighbors said, wow, that's a great orgy. So they'll join the orgy too. And all the superheroes from fucking Gen V and the boys were there having a big old sex orgy in their backyard, subscribing to Kruse Control the whole time, along with the chinchillas and all the chickens that peck away at your penis and every little fucking thing out there. I forgot that I got the chickens and all the marsupilami and the woodland creatures and everything out there that you love so much. They subscribe. You can subscribe. We can all subscribe. We can all subscribe. We appreciate you all so much. Got a case of Mondays. Anyways, everybody, have a great Monday, and we'll see you back on Hump Day. Have a great now, and until Hump Day, see ya.
Until next time, everyone.